and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on. I'm awash with this stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavor show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of...
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're opening up a set of sources you might not expect to see analyzed this way.
Right.
We've got excerpts from the radio drama, The Archers, but we're treating them with, well, forensic seriousness.
Exactly. We're treating this material like field notes.
Our mission is to extract the core logistics, the business realities, and, the real emotional labor it takes to run a small farm in a community like this today.
That's the key. We're not here for the drama. We're focused on the data. We're going to map the specific, measurable dynamics happening in Ambridge as they head into the holidays.
And the sources detail everything from, precise packaging requirements to catastrophic infrastructure failures.
And our job is to uncover what the numbers and the operational realities really tell us about what resilience in farming looks like.
So our goal is to balance this community's inspiring resilience against the challenging reality of the numbers. We're jumping straight in.
Let's start on the shop floor, or maybe the packing shed.
We open on what we're calling the Great Tractor Conflict. Tom and his dad, Tony, are deep in holiday production.
And they're not just making cheese. This is about curating a brand experience. They're packing these famous Christmas cheese boxes.
And the detail here, it just illustrates the precision you need to maintain that, premium pricing.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't a volume business, it's high margin. And every single box has to have the recipe card for their signature product, the Borsich Blue Wellington.
But the most telling detail, for me, is the mandated festive color display.
Yes. They have to make sure the sprouts, carrots, and beetroots are all placed right at the top of the box.
Right at the top. And why? It's not for freshness.
No, it's for the visual impact, the unboxing experience. It's for social media, capturing that immediate festive look. It shows how much labor goes just into aesthetics.
But that dedication immediately crashes into Tom's personal life.
He drops the bomb. He can't drive the Bridge Farm Fortson tractor in the Christmas Eve tractor run.
And the reason is purely logistical.
It is. He and Natasha are leaving for North Wales to see her parents. First thing, Christmas Eve morning.
Tony's reaction is, well, it's silent fury. He just says, fine, and walks off. You can feel the resentment.
And Tom's first defense is fascinating. He tries to shift the blame, saying he just assumed they'd leave after the run.
Which completely ignores the reality of traveling with a family on Christmas Eve.
That's where Helen's critique just cuts right to the heart of it. She calls the assumption ridiculous.
She does. She points out, you can't just magic yourself to North Wales right after an evening event, especially not with young kids.
And she nails the mindset. Tom is thinking like a single man. He sees the tractor run as this one single task.
But his life now has this, exponential logistical complexity of a family. And for small business owners, that inability to separate work and personal life is a constant strain.
And that strain has to be absorbed by someone else. The conflict is resolved not because Tom finds a better schedule, but because Pat steps in.
Pat. She becomes the replacement driver for the Bridge Farm tractor.
So Pat solves Tom's immediate problem. But let's look at Pat's own life. Is this community leader, this image of resilience, actually struggling herself?
Let's turn to Bridge Farm.
Okay, so Pat is giving a tour to Esme, a new farmer, and we get a clear picture of Pat's philosophy.
She's planting fruit bushes, apple, and plum trees.
In a really sophisticated method that mimics permaculture, her goal isn't just about profit. It's about long-term sustainability, self-sufficiency.
Which takes incredible forethought, years of planning.
Massive upfront labor. But even that meticulous model is vulnerable to external shocks. Pat confirms that her daughter's cheese business faced a huge setback this year.
And that setback wasn't the weather. It wasn't crop failure.
No, it was catastrophic infrastructure failure. It was the sewage issue.
And that's a key insight, right? The biggest threat isn't always nature, which they can plan for. The peaks and troughs Pat talks about.
The biggest threat is systemic failure. A sewage leak is political, it's uninsurable, and that's why Pat has to become an activist.
She takes the protest straight to the water company, Pasucha Water.
Exactly, which shows that running a farm today needs deep agricultural knowledge and intense political advocacy just to protect your operation.
Pat uses that phrase, that's farming life. Peaks and troughs, seasons changing. It's so stoic.
It is, but that resilience on the outside, it hides a deep personal toll. We see it immediately.
During the tour with Esme, she's clearly distracted. Her mind's on other things.
She even tries to cancel the tour halfway through before she suddenly, almost defensively, insists on showing Esme the Monty as the livestock.
That jumpiness, it just shows the cognitive load she's under.
It's no wonder that Joy, an outsider from the village, sees Pat and Tony as an inspiration.
As community leaders.
Yeah.
But if Bridge Farm is the symbol of resilience, Esme's story shows us the brutal math required for a new generation to even try.
Okay, let's talk about Esme's financial reality. She's only been on her late father's farm for a few months, and she's already in an operational crisis.
And what are the immediate issues she's facing? These aren't small things.
No, these are critical shortages. They threaten the welfare of her animals and the survival of the farm. First, she is chronically short of silage.
Which is the basic winter feed for livestock.
Fundamental. She's so desperate she's planning to drive all the way to South Wales just to talk to a dealer about getting some.
Hang on. Driving to South Wales just to talk about feed.
Just to talk. That's not logistics. That's a crisis. It means her normal supply chains have failed, and she's scrambling for a solution that's going to be incredibly expensive.
An unplanned major cost.
Absolutely. And second, she's also chronically short of winter bedding. Again, not a luxury. It's essential for animal welfare. These two shortages are forcing her into a desperate, unsustainable mode of operating.
And this all leads to the most shocking detail of this entire deep dive.
It does.
Esme has done the math. She's figured out what she can afford to pay herself for this backbreaking work.
And the figure she comes up with is about £1 an hour.
Pound an hour.
You have to really understand the gravity of that number. The UK national living wage is, what, 10 times that? More?
So she's basically relying on emotional attachment to subsidize the farm. The system isn't paying her enough to live.
That's a catastrophic market failure. If the goal is sustainability, like Pat champions, how can anyone operate when passion is literally the only thing holding it together for less than minimum wage?
So what's paying the bills?
Her freelance work? She's subsidizing her farm with a totally different job, and she says it herself.
Introducing the Archer's Mug, where elegance meets everyday comfort. Crafted from premium white ceramic, designed with vibrant peekaboo colors inside, simple, modern, and stylish. Start your day the Archer's way, with warmth, familiarity, and the comfort of voices you've come to love. As the stories unfold on the Archers, let this mug become part of your daily ritual, a small reminder of life in Ambridge. Practical for every home, dishwasher and microwave safe. Available in 2 sizes, 11 ounces and 15 ounces, designed to fit your lifestyle. Enjoy your favorite drink in a mug that connects you to Britain's most beloved countryside story, The Archers. For more information and to order your very own The Archers mug, follow the link below and make it part of your daily routine.
This is not sustainable long term.
So for a lot of these small legacy farms, the operation just isn't viable under current market conditions.
Not unless it's subsidized by another income or family wealth or this immense emotional labor.
And that emotional labor is the thing that connects Esme and Pat. The sources draw this really poignant parallel between them.
They do. Esme says she finds an oddly comforting connection to her late father in the milking parlor. The ritual keeps his memory alive.
And Pat completely gets it. She relates it directly to losing her own son, John, who died while farming.
She says the weight of those memories makes staying on the farm complicated, but also necessary. The farm is an emotional monument.
And that incredible emotional investment, that commitment to memory and community despite the chaos, is what's fueling this intense focus on the holiday.
You see it with Tony. He's struggling with the pressure of the tractor run.
Meticulously wrapping the Fordson in tinsel, while at the same time, Eddie is persuading him to order a huge turkey and invite everyone over.
Right. This intense drive for celebration, for normalcy, it's a direct counterweight to all the stress.
It's Joy, the observer from the village shop, who just nails the meaning of it all.
She does. She says the tractor run isn't just sparkly light. It's a demonstration of joy and resilience in the face of difficult times.
And that collective effort, it takes a huge personal sacrifice.
Pat remembers one Christmas when she locked herself away for weeks to secretly build her son John a fort. And she connects that intense, focused labor directly to what Tony is doing now with the tractor.
He insists he's hardly locking myself away, but the impulse is identical. It's focused labor to manufacture joy against the odds.
Which brings us to the final conclusion, which is all about solidarity. Pat is driving the tractor, stepping in to keep the tradition alive.
And she uses that moment to share something really powerful with Esme.
She explicitly encourages her as another female farmer taking on this incredible burden.
And she says farming is still a very male-dominated world.
And that we women need to look out for each other whenever we can. And given everything Esme is facing, that's not just, a nice sentiment, it's a survival strategy.
It's just remarkable how much pressure is sitting right under that festive surface. We've tracked logistical failures, market collapse, infrastructure protests, deep personal trauma.
All tied up in a Christmas tractor run. The source material gives us a stunningly detailed look at the pressures keeping these essential businesses teetering between collapse and just perseverance.
So what this deep dive reveals is that all that intensive effort, the permaculture, the cheese packaging, the tractor tinsel, it's like emotional ballast against systemic failure.
They're using community and tradition to counter the non-negotiable scarcity of silage, the sewage, the complete collapse of farm economics. They're relying entirely on resilience.
So what does this all mean for you? You now have a clear understanding of the operational and financial tightrope this industry is walking.
We've seen these characters struggling to maintain traditions, business, and community. So considering the chronic supply shortages, the immense emotional labor, and the fact that a new farmer is paying herself about £1 an hour, we leave you with this.
When the economics of an entire vital industry collapse to the point where survival relies entirely on personal passion and external subsidies, what does resilience become a virtue, or simply a temporary dangerous form of exploitation?
A tough question for you to mull over. Thank you for joining us for the deep dive.
So what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode. Just
And,
moving mics around.
So what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the arches. Any
Are you what we
movements
call Foley then?
and- kind of. Yep.
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production.
Yep. That's the bull bar. That's.
This one.
Yep. That's.
Haley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community at whatever